Just realize that you did that wrong. It's B.
Squared.
Just can't get right. Happy Saturday, everyone. Hopefully everybody's week has been amazing. Just looking at the calendar, trying to figure out what we did today, this week. The kids started school. So Riley is officially a 4th grader. And I'm not gonna lie, I got that little.
Did you?
I was at work like, my baby. I think it was because I was looking at her school pictures. I was putting a little montage together, and she was so little. I think you're trying to make fun of me. Was that what you're doing?
Nope.
Look, this is the picture. I'll show it to the people. Y'all can't see that real good, but she's in pre-K, kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade, and 3rd grade. And I was like, she was such a little baby girl in pre-K. And then she was like, boom, 5 foot.
How tall are you?
She's not taller than me.
Yes, she is.
I am very tall.
Yeah, you are. In spirit.
She got a couple inches to go. So I'm not yet shorter than my 9-year-old.
End of the year.
I mean, probably before my birthday. In
For
November.
sure. For sure.
You know what? Anyway.
You know what's that?
And then
November is before October. You missed a joke earlier. Go ahead. And
then our other baby is now a sophomore in college and figuring out adulting day by day. So this week was a good week to feel like I haven't failed in life.
That's good.
We'll see how next week goes.
I mean, as far as we know, she ain't been on those stripper poles. We good.
Oh,
good job.
Yeah, she's not allowed on stripper poles. We have discussed that with both kids.
Yeah.
Stay off the poles.
Stay off the poles.
You know, that's good for Cardi B and people like that. But
There's other options.
Not my babies.
There's nothing wrong with you. It's an option that you have to choose. I'm just saying there's other options out there. What?
I'll let you say what you was going to say. It's not for my babies.
I understand that. And I'm saying that some people just don't have the option. I'm saying, but there's other options.
Amen. But I was talking about the
okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Shout out to the nephew.
Yes.
It's his weekend.
That's right. Timothy Hayes Jr.
Shout out to Mariah.
Absolutely.
You know, she got to be crazy.
If the child wouldn't let me sit down and talk to her, marrying this Hayes family, Mom told me.
Got to be crazy.
And knew willingly going in. Y'all Hayes men are something else. Bless the heart, Mariah, I'm praying for you. Praying for you and pray for me. Because we are still yet on this journey together. Ain't that right? You sound so fake. We'll be married 6 years this year. How you feel about that?
Is that coming up soon?
December.
Every year, huh?
September, October, November, December. How you feel about that?
6 is like 1.
Is that like Amazon's every day is day 1?
Every day is day 1.
So every year is year 1? Huh. Okay. We'll take a hard look at that. We're gonna
So death do your part. Which brings me to
feet first. Huh. Hey.
Which brings me something. Since we went from Tim and Mariah weekend, marriage weekend.
Mariah and Tim, but go ahead. You said Mariah weekend.
I said Tim and Mariah wedding weekend.
I was like, it's their weekend together.
Anyway, we went from talking about the wedding and then talking about anniversary or whatever, and I just mentioned the vows a little bit. Sickness and in health. You jump right into that married at first sight. Sickness and in health.
Look at you with your segues. Come on, somebody. Yeah, so Michaela and Zach are still apart because Zach has COVID. And I think you asked me during the show if that was me, would I stay by your side? Now, would that be me in her position or just in general?
In that position, they just got married. One of them has COVID. They have to, of course, quarantine from each other so the other person doesn't get it. But the question came up because did they ask her to go home or did she request to go home?
Right.
Because she is not there at the resort with the rest of the couples. And we kind of figured that they gave them the option.
Mm-hmm.
But you get married to somebody, in whatever situation it may be, this situation is a little different, but do you just leave your husband behind with COVID?
Because COVID is so unpredictable and people react differently to it. Like, we know, like when I had COVID, it wasn't good. And when you had it, it was okay. You don't know how someone's going to react to it. You don't know if you leaving is the last time you're going to see that person.
I think about that factor of it.
You know what I'm saying? So my thinking is just like the guys and the couples stood outside of his balcony and was able to talk to him. If I was her, that's where I would be. Like, until it's dark or until I'm tired, I'm gonna be outside. Like, so, what's your favorite color? What do you like to eat? You know what I'm saying?
That's an interesting factor that they didn't do that because they still could interact. They could still text message. They could talk on the phone. They could have had them FaceTiming each other.
Right. Which I think they did talk on the phone because he said she's been his support system. And so it sounds like they still been communicating. They just haven't been there. But I'm like 30 feet away. Hello?
There's other things they could have done that could have been honeymoon-esque.
Right.
Ordering dinner together, getting room service.
They could have played some music and we danced. You dance on your balcony. I'm going to dance down here. I'm going to make it work. You hear me?
They could have did a whole lot that they did not do. And I think that
it might be hindsight at this point.
I think it's a little bit set up for the show in a way. I mean, like, I think that, granted, it probably caught them off guard because they get everybody tested before they get on these shows. And I think this is the first. Well, I'd be damn.
Go ahead.
I think this is the first show that there's been a cast member. Oh, I guess what's the name? Alex had on that other show.
What the hell was Alex?
On Black Ink.
Oh, okay. But did he, or was he running from Donna?
Whole other conversation.
Oh, okay.
But
because I think
in
he
these
was trying not to
shows
get beat.
We've watched, as far as TV during the pandemic, after the pandemic, and all that, I think this is the first show that actually has somebody actually on the reality TV show have COVID, and then still to continue to try to film with him a little bit,
right?
In a sense, like
because Alex was filming himself.
Well, so was this guy.
They was filming like when he came out on the balcony.
I mean, well, yeah, but I'm talking about he's in the. They give him a camera,
right,
to do their little personal stuff, journals type things. But I'm just saying, like, I can't remember any other show.
And I will say, Jose rushed him off the phone when he was FaceTiming. He's trying to pour out his heart. He was like, all right, man, will you get you some rest? And Jose was like, Jose said, I'm not here for you. I'm about to enjoy my wife. Good luck and God bless. You should have quarantined before we got on this thing. Jose wasn't with it. That was funny to me. That was just something that stood out there. It tickled my little soul.
Ryan was talking about, you been working out? He had the shirt all out?
Yeah. He said that, well, he threw me up some beers. But what happens if I throw it up and it don't make it and you touch it, but then it fall and I got to throw it up again?
That's one of the myths about the pandemic.
Guess what? We're going to wait 3 hours for your little COVID scent to be off of the can before I throw it back up there.
Is that a factual thing?
I don't know.
Because I understand the COVID's not surface borne, it's airborne.
That's why they have you wiping stuff down, because it's surface borne for a little bit. I think they do it every hour or something like that.
My daddy worked for the CDC.
And he will wipe it down.
I don't know. I'll have to check with him to see what the rules and regulations are going on. He's setting the rules for the CDC. But he's making vocal phone. He worked for the CDC and the Board of Health because he's making phone calls to people. Exactly. Have you got registered? Have you got tested?
Right.
Have you been vaccinated?
Get vaccinated. So, but I think for me, and I don't know, I'm the type of person that I like to lay my eyes on you to know how you doing. I think that might be a mama trait or something, because I think your mama said it, my grandma does that, even my mom does that. Like, you could say that you're okay all day, but I got to lay my eyes on you just to make sure.
I think that this show, and of course, a lot of editing, involved, of course, but I think that they set that up to be that way. I mean, I don't know.
And I wonder how that's going to affect them because all the other couples had this week honeymoon to get to know each other, to spend time together, live with each other, see how you vacation, have those intimate all night conversations, have the rubbing and the touching or what have you. And they're coming into this like we got married, had a week apart, and then now we're trying to live together. And
more than a week, you would think.
Yeah.
I mean, because quarantine is supposed to be at least 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking about, I don't know this person. I was with them for a day and a half, 2 at the most.
Right.
And we separated so that he can go see my family, I can see his family. She went to get her hair done, so we separated for those 15, 20 hours.
It did not take that long.
And then they flew out, and then boom, he separated again.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to put a strain on the relationship. COVID is the devil.
Right. And they making it seem like Hurricane K is what her family call her is coming out. Now, why would you cut that? Just focus, please. You halfway off the camera. I can't, y'all. Hurricane K is gonna come out and they not gonna be good. But then they show at the end of her saying, "I wouldn't have fought this hard if I didn't love you." So it's definitely some to do with editing.
I mean,
as we saw, because there's some like preview stuff that we saw last week, and then when you see it in context, you're like, "That's not how y'all made that scene." Like Val and Johnny, even though
go ahead and go to the Val and Johnny scene.
So Bliss is hard. Johnny showers 3-4 times a day. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna do that.
Before that, he's very
meticulous.
Yeah, but he's also, I'm not even talking about that part of the show.
Oh,
he's that person where he wants to put anything out there. Let's put it on the table. Let's address it.
He is 100% a communicator.
And I think that's too much.
I don't think so. I think that's okay because she is the same way.
Okay, well maybe that works for them.
And so that works for them. I think that if I was to do that with you, you couldn't take it.
Because I think that sometimes you live in the moment. You don't have everything. It doesn't have to be orchestrated. Let's talk about these things and this.
And that's what he kind of said. Like, let's just, for while we're here, let's just live in this moment and be.
But he did that. But then they went on a little parasailing thing, and as soon as they got down, let's talk about living together. Like, we just got off the thing. I'm still kind of my feelings.
He said let's talk about fears. So he was talking about like we just did this parasailing, which could be a fear, but let's go into fears. And she was looking like, I thought we was living in the moment.
Right. So it's a contradiction in my opinion. That's what I'm saying.
He wants to be free, and I empathize with him because there's a lot of times where I want to be like, let's just go and live, and then. You know me, I'll stop it and be like, but
scared of cat.
My HR hat is on, and if somebody was to see
some of that, you talking about get out there and live. Oh, I got it. Go ahead.
What does that mean? I'm talking about like we've had friends be like, let's have this edible or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I'm doing no edibles.
I'm not either. But, sometimes you can be like, oh, maybe. Excuse you?
You was scratching on something. Go ahead. Focus.
I know, because I don't know what that is. You made me lose my thought.
You talk about edibles.
I mean, that's a horrible example because I don't do edibles.
You're trying to tell me something. If I come home, you always sleep. Why you always sleeping every time?
If, like for instance, when we go on vacation, you want to let loose a little bit. This one wants me to be half naked sometimes. Every time he picks out a dress, it's tight and short. And I be telling him, I'm not a size 0. I'm not wearing that.
True. I pick out clothes that I think that you'll be attractive in.
Am I not attractive in my own?
I didn't say that. We're going on vacation. You like to have something new on vacation.
But does my new have to be less material?
That is not
a requirement.
The requirement.
Because it feel like every time you pick me out something.
That is not something that I have set up. I just pick out something that I thought, that'd be nice.
Anyway, maybe
most of them maxi dresses.
But most of them are coming up to my hip.
No.
They're always short. No. Yes, they're either short or they got my whole cleavage.
That ain't got nothing to do with me. I didn't give you the breasts.
Anyway, so say you were at a club. I don't club, but if we're at a club and you want to let loose, drink a little bit, you're not going to drink as much as you would to just be free and let loose. I'm going to have a couple of beverages, but it's going to be enough if need be. I need to drive home because I don't drink and drive. So if I have to drive, we drinking somewhere out, we always pick who going to drink and who not.
Who is we?
Me and you. Like when we go out to dinner and stuff like that, if he has 2 beverages, then my cutoff is going to be 2 because he going to keep going.
Wait a minute. Mm-hmm. I don't drink like that.
I said, that's what we do. Or if like it's my birthday and I want to have a few beverages.
I had more than 2 drinks.
Sir, besides, you just did it for your birthday.
Pause right there. You keep talking. Keep talking. Keep talking.
Because you need to get another drink. Where are you at?
Keep talking. There's Dial Johnny and they're going out.
Anyway, so I can't just go out there and be drunk. First of all, that's not my nature. But in another, even if I was to like let that part loose, mm-hmm. I just think about like how would this affect me after I come back from being.
But
drunk.
I believe that you have to live life and live it to the fullest, and don't have boundaries when you're supposed to be vacationing and relaxing.
But you have to have boundaries sometimes.
I mean, that's self-control. There's a difference between self-control and just being out there.
But I think that if you have a responsibility in sometimes of where your career is to where. So you saying your HR boundary has always on? I mean, there's a lot of HR that get loose. Like I remember a previous job that they take cruises when they were having the HR conference, and then they would go on a cruise, mm-hmm. and they would get like drunk. I can't do that. I don't think you trust enough, which is a whole other conversation. Well, no, I don't. So that's the thing. Like, so, I mean, we get kind of off topic from the Married at First Sight, but I believe that if you're going in couples, like, me and you would go out somewhere, mm-hmm. you have to be trusted enough to relax and be comfortable. But if you're not trusted, period, then it's a whole other. Well, maybe I just don't know how to relax. Maybe that's what it is. Cheers. What number is that? I'm talking. You didn't answer my question. I'll get to that. Okay. Anyway, but they had a disagreement about showering. Johnny showers 3 to 4 times a day, and she mentioned it like, so I noticed that you shower 3 or 4 times, and I just want to put it out there that that's not my life. She was like, generally, I shower every day, but there are some days when you don't feel like getting up, and basically that's depression mode is what she was speaking on. She initially said it's been days. She said it was weeks and times mm-hmm. to where I'm not feeling well, and she basically was talking about depression, mm-hmm. and she just didn't shower. I just couldn't get up and do it. Right. But or then she'll go to the gym and come home and just she's tired. Yeah, but she reverted back to that to where she just wore out and exhausted, and then I get home at the end of the day and I just don't feel like getting up and going to shower right then. Whatever. And she tried to find a compromise to be like, how about I not get in the bed? I'll just lay on the couch. Because I think that he said... He's like, you can't just rest off? Well, wait. His facial expressions, though... Back up a little bit. When she said about the depression stuff, he went into, I understand that, but like if you're going to work out or something like that, you should shower after you work out. And then she was like... Or change the sheets. He said, you don't be changing the sheets a lot. And then she was like, he's like, I understand that. He was okay with the whole, you're depressed and don't do it. I'm okay with it. We just got to change the sheets a lot. Was he okay? Because his eyes didn't say he was okay. Initially, his mouth said it was okay, but his eyes was like initially this. He was okay. But then which his eyes a little lazy. He got a little lazy. Anyway. Focus. So then when she said the shower after going to the gym or whatever, she tried to make a compromise. And he was like,
I'm not cool with that. But if you're going to do that, you got to change the sheets. And she was like, what?
And she was like, I'm not going to do that either.
Because he's tired. What do you want to change the sheets for? But I think that if some of that was lost in translation, because I think what he was saying, if you go lay in the bed, I don't want you to sleep on the couch. If you go lay on the bed, then you can be funky. You can dirty the sheets up. In the morning. That's what he was saying with his eyes.
But he got a whole pillow wall in between them anyway. So it's only funky on my side. Leave me be.
Which I think that's another little thing they haven't hit on yet. Because he was like, I like to have a pillow. But then he was like, she can be my pillow. I want her to hold me. Mm-hmm. And then he didn't translate that conversation to her.
But they did that one time. He said, you can be my pillow tonight.
And then she was like, nope, I put this pillow right here. And that was it. And then she was like, the wall's still here.
No, she came towards him.
I didn't see that part.
Yeah, she came towards him and they laid together. Y'all, it's 9:30 in the morning.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Probably in Hawaii. Keep talking.
Anyway, are you done with Bow and Johnny?
Pretty much.
All right.
They're not gonna make it.
They're not gonna.
Kayla and what's the guy name?
Zach.
Not gonna make it.
Kayla and Zach.
Not gonna make it.
You can't just give her nicknames.
Not gonna make it. They're gonna make it because of COVID. COVID set them up for failure. Go ahead.
COVID's the devil. Mirla and Gil.
Ooh. There was an interaction that was really good. That was real playful.
You can tell that they have edited them to what they want it to look like.
Yes.
They want it to look like they're difficult. They want it to look like they're not going to make it, which I don't think they are.
They're not going to make it either.
But they want us to think that they're not going to make it for various reasons. Now, when she started talking about, I ain't walking their dog.
Well, go back before that. You would wait to the end.
I'm sorry, because I wrote down dog.
They look... When they each, because remember he was down by himself when the couples all got together, mm-hmm. and then he's making all the comments or whatever. But then when they were together with all the couples, they looked the part of a married couple even after 4 or 5 days.
Right,
like they were close and they were touching, they were interacting,
but they weren't all down each other's throat like Rachel and Jose.
We're gonna get to that in a minute.
Okay,
but they had their differences or whatever. But I think the differences didn't come out when other couples are around. That's why I say the editing is really crazy because of the fact that the editing will make it seem like all they talk about is the things that she don't like about her.
Right.
And there's no substance to them. But they've had a lot of good conversations.
They have.
And
they still ain't resolved this last name issue.
Well, that's not something to resolve. Issues are not something to resolve overnight.
No, I'm saying that's the only thing that's still lingering besides this dog.
And go ahead, get to the dog. You ready to get there?
No, go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
Get to the dog.
He got this dog that he loves.
Family. Why is that light on there like that? Family. Go ahead.
I don't know what you're finna do. It says blur. Are you blurring the background?
I'm not blurring nothing. Go ahead.
He got this dog that he loves. And she straight up told him, like, I mean, I'm not going to walk him or feed him. And pause. She was like, you going to do that, right? Then he said, okay. And he acted like he was cool with it. But then he going to proceed to tell her that he worked 2 24-hour days.
He's a fireman.
And she said, well, who going to take care of your dog when you gone? Well, ma'am, you there?
He said, right now he has a dog walker.
And she said, oh, good. And he said, well, that's for my current complex. She said, we can get another one. He said, that's a waste of money, which it is. He said, when I have an able-bodied person that can do it. She was like, I don't have a dog because I don't walk a dog. Now, I will say, I'm on her side on that. I didn't get a dog because I didn't want the responsibility of a dog. However, when you get into a relationship, a marriage for that, and you know that that's something that's important to him, you could at least put the effort in. You're going to say, I'm going to do that all the time. However, let's chat about it. Not just, I ain't going to do it. Hire somebody.
The issue is, if it was a child, it'd be a different situation.
Would it?
That's my okay.
Because she seems sometimes that selfish to where I don't know if that would be any different. She'd be like, "That's your child," which your baby mama.
Whole other
it might be like the girl on Put a Ring on It from last season when she was like, "No, I want that child to stay with his mama."
That may be the situation. It may be the same thing,
and that might be the red flag that he's seeing with that.
Could be. We don't know, but that dog is like a child. Like he said, that puppy, she was a puppy.
6 months.
He was like, "This is me. It's a part of me, and if you can't be a part of this, it's going to be a deal breaker." And it should be. I mean, people are what they are when they come into with their baggages, and it's no different than she had a bad relationship and she's holding on to bad relationship stuff and bringing that to the relationship. Like, you brought this on here, and I'm willing to accept that. You got to be willing to accept me as who I am.
Because I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine you.
You couldn't imagine me.
I couldn't imagine you telling me, I like you, I love you, and I know you got a daughter, but that's your problem, not mine. Because how you think that would have worked out?
I mean, this depends on the people, though. I mean, the people.
For us.
You can't put us on.
I was asking, how do you think that would have worked out? If you would have said you wasn't accepting my child.
We are not talking about us. We're not in that situation. There's no need to talk about that. I'm not that kind of person. So there's no need to ask the question.
Okay. I was going to tell you how it was going to work out.
So at this point, you know what? You got a child. I'm leaving this relationship.
I said
that's what I'm saying. Why would we even? That wasn't even an option.
Why are you getting so loud?
Because you talk about something.
I'm right here and you're up here.
You talk about something.
Y'all see how he get loud and get ignorant, right? That's what I thought. Moving on. Do you have anything else for Marilyn Hill?
Didn't say. But listen right here. We talk about these kids and whatnot. If you have a kid and you get with somebody and you don't want to be with their kid, don't be with them, period.
Don't be with not just their kid. Don't be with the person.
Yeah.
If you're a person who can't accept other people's children, don't date nobody with kids.
And at the end of the day.
Because at the end of the day,
if this person wants to go somewhere, I'm not your mama. Just like I told a little girl just a minute ago. Oh, you want to come in here and talk something crazy to me? Go do it with your mama.
She wasn't talking crazy.
She was talking crazy to me, and I said, "No, your mama gonna feed you today, not me."
She wasn't talking crazy. She heard you getting loud as you are now, and she came to make sure her mother was okay. And she gave me a hug.
She would have consoled you and pat you in the back. Yeah, okay, you keep doing all that. That's fine. At the end of the day,
she gave you a little bit. She said,
"No," she said,
your stomach.
Like I was a puppy or something. Pat me on hard like that one.
First of all, that hurt. Y'all see him abusing me, right?
Moving on.
So Rachel and Jose, they're not gonna make it.
Nope.
No, they're not gonna make it. I kind of am leaning towards. I don't think any of these couples gonna make it. It's just good for TV at this point. I'm sorry. Rachel and Jose, they're very touchy-feely. They haven't had...
He's touchy-feely.
He is, and it's so annoying. Ben, don't do it.
He want to keep touching on her neck.
He's going to choke her one day. You know how last year you said that one boy was going to abuse?
He did hit her.
He didn't.
He hit her. I'm not going to say their names right now because I don't want them people to sue me. But he hit her. I told you from the very first episode, did I not?
You said he's going to beat her. He's going to beat her. And they said, we're going to get remarried. And then next thing you know, they was getting divorced. So I was like, oh no.
I told you that he beat her. That was all. And then the whole entire season, those situations didn't seem real, right? It was always something that like, Anyway, go on. That's old news.
She should have blinked twice. Watch our other video on blinking if you're scared. Anyway, you didn't blink. You raised your eyebrows. Anyway, they are having financial conversations, and it's good to have that conversation, but they're not ready for the answer. He wants to take care of her, and I understand where she's coming from, because you never want to feel like a man is all in control of everything. He's like, I'll pay all of these bills, and basically I'll give you an allowance.
That's not what he said.
Yeah.
But that's the way she took it.
And that's what I heard.
What he said was, it's no different than what we do.
Correct. He said, except for she's in the mindset of being independent, and she's not even sure she wants to merge accounts.
That's what I'm saying. But
we made that decision to merge accounts.
That's a whole other conversation. What he was trying to say is that I'm financially responsible. I want us to be both financially responsible. So what we need to do is make sure to take care of the house. It's no different than the conversation we had. Yeah. Take care of the household stuff first, and then after that, you do what you want to do with this money.
Right.
He said, put it all together, and then once you put it all together, we pay all the fees we got to pay, and you do what you want to do. And the word he used was, you could pull from that.
Right.
That made it sound like it was a allowance, but it wasn't. He was just said, let's take care of our responsibility.
And she didn't, at that time, they wasn't putting a financial figure on it, so she didn't know what that was going to look like. If we only got $10 left over, I got to pull from the $10, and things like that. But then she talking about trips. Did you say that she said a monthly trip?
I only heard the question that she asked was, this is the question she had the first time, and they came back to the conversation later on. The question she asked the first time was, how do you feel about kids and taking trips before we start having kids?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, taking trips?
Right.
Because he's thinking money-wise, like trips are expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't stay on the financial plan being tripping all the time.
Well, he said, where do you want to go? She's like, my dream trip is Switzerland. And his eyes was like,
So.
But then she said a big trip every other year.
2 years. Every 2 years. Which is a good thing. Which is you plan forward and you.
That wouldn't be so bad. But I didn't hear the monthly trip part. That's why I was like, what?
I usually take a trip a month and take a big trip every 2 years. So.
First of all, that's goals. I want to take a trip every month.
Well, the trips every month are kind of like small things.
Goals.
It is a lot. It is a lot. So I think that it's kind of like.
What does she do for a living?
I forget. She's a student. Yes.
Wait, how are you a student? And
I think she's just a student. I think she's just a student.
I know that she was going for her master's, but what she does something else.
We'll come back to that. We'll answer that later on. We ran out of time.
Because I'm about to pull it up.
So the problem is the fact that it's like the other couple from a couple of seasons back where they're on different pages. That guy wanted, he had his house, he saved money for his house and take care of himself or whatever, and she wanted to go out and hang out with friends. She makes money, she wanted to enjoy it. This girl's the same way. She makes the little money she makes and she wants to enjoy it, so that's when she takes her trips or whatever. But again, when you're married, some of those things that you do as a single person, you can't do as a married person.
Right.
So there's compromise in which they were saying, because I think her trip every 2 years was not a bad thing. I think he can do that. But he just wanted to do it to where we take a trip, our financials ain't going to fall apart when we took a trip.
Right.
I think that if he had a conversation with her, he was like, look, we could take a trip. We just have to plan forward and cut out some of this erroneous spending before we take that trip. We're good.
Right.
Bottom line.
And I think she would understand that, but he's not necessarily giving that information, because she keeps saying that she wants him to help her, like with her finances and things like that, because she has no savings.
But I think it's overwhelming when he says, my credit score is perfect, and then she says, well, I ain't know that path. And it becomes overwhelming. It becomes a little bit of a burden to, like, how do I live up to him? Because she asked him the question, did you ask somebody with a good credit score like yours? And he was like, I want somebody to be my equal.
No, he said, I did think that I was going to get someone that was equal to me.
On my level or whatever.
On my level. And she was like,
that's not me.
Because he said he had an 815 credit score.
That's what he said.
815.
That's what he said.
Goals.
But he put the plans in place and he went without sometimes. That's the thing. Save is easy. Listen, people, you too can save. It's all about getting rid of some things that you don't need and going without some things you don't need.
Start with writing down how much you make, subtracting by monthly bills. Figure out how much you want to put in savings and how much you're going to spend. Otherwise, Pert.
Next couple.
It don't say what they do. I try to look it up, but so the last couple is Brett and Ryan. They're not gonna make it. No, they're not gonna make it. Okay, so putting
they have the best. They have the best option, the best chance of making it out of the album so far.
I think so too, and I still love her hair. Anyway, but so let me set the playing field because my husband keeps forgetting when they got married. These people got married on January 31st. Okay, that is after January 6th.
Where were you at January 6th?
I was.
Not you, baby. It was
Brett was somewhere protesting. Okay. Ryan may or may not have been on the damn Capitol. Okay.
That is unfair. That is unfair. They have not established who is on which side.
It's very clear.
It is not very clear.
It's very clear.
It is not very clear.
She said, you voted for who y'all let me know in the comments. If your reaction to political differences is you voted for who you voted for and I voted for who I voted for. That means you on that end voted for Trump.
That does not say that.
And I did not.
That does not say that.
Let them use you on the real.
That is not true.
When Gil was talking about you vote for who is going to support your business and this and the other.
Who's going to be able to help you?
What's Ryan's business?
I don't know.
He with the ranching and carrying on.
He's an outdoorsman. I don't think he's like the ranching. I don't know what he does for a living. And what does Gil's comment got to do about him? All he did was say, yeah, you vote for the people that...
And he was sitting there like, That is...
what's
the name?
I hope it's the other way around.
And Brett tensed up. Like, oh, I don't want to have this conversation because we already got into it about this because I can't believe this fool voted for Trump. That's what she said with her eyes. I heard her.
But you make a lot of assumptions. She did not say which affiliation either one of them were with and who they voted for. They just said they each voted for somebody different. That does not say that either one of them...
If you had to pick.
If I had to pick, I would say Brett voted for Trump. You know
why
I say that?
We're going to see.
You know why I say that?
Why?
Because she comes off as very, 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 very strong when it comes to... And I shouldn't even say this. I'm blaming these people. The Trump people are very outspoken. He was kind of like sitting back a little bit. I get what your point is because he's a rancher. He's a
quiet man who drives a truck with a Confederate flag on the back.
Whoa!
I said it.
That ain't necessarily
true. And I'm
true.
not taking it back.
You made a lot of assumptions again. I can't believe that you're making these assumptions about these people when it was not clear. I would not be surprised if Brett voted for Trump because she's very spoken about... This is the thing about the Trump supporters right now. They're very vocal. So she seemed very vocal about there being a difference. I feel like being a little bit more reserved about it doesn't spell Trump to me. And he was reserved about their differences.
He's reserved because he is awkward.
Okay, that's your opinion. The only thing that she said that possibly made it seem like she wasn't voting a Trump supporter was that she was talking about, which you take it the other way around, the climate right now.
Yes.
About things that are going on.
And that was also, a key thing.
But hold on. That also can mean I don't believe that man won and Trump should be the president. Because they take those stances like that.
So she's very much for females. They've said that in previous episodes.
Okay,
which
I give you that.
I don't care what y'all political views are. Trump ain't for females. He uses females and wants to grab them by the... Okay. So...
You didn't turn this into a political...
I don't care. So I done pulled it up. Brett is a teacher. She's a volleyball coach.
Yes.
And let's see, she's in a perfect profession,
just like
working and guiding kids.
The woman in Springfield that just got arrested.
Hopeless romantic.
Excuse me. The woman in Springfield that just got arrested was a school teacher that was at the Capitol on January the 6th, rallying up people to go in there.
But she didn't care about the climate.
I'm just saying that again. That context that she said.
He has a small town roots. Where's COVID and Trump lovers?
Oh my God.
In the small town roots. Warren Hayes. Back me up. Anyway. We can move on now.
Are you done?
I guess.
Okay.
He went to Texas Lutheran University. He started his profession line as a pipeline trainee before taking on his position. That's what I remember. His position of operational tech at ExxonMobil.
What does that mean?
Bush was in the oil. Trump's in the oil because that's Republican stuff.
So no Democrats can be in oil.
Nope.
You're a piece of work. You're a piece of work.
He left his previous employee.
I'm done.
As a regulatory and safety manager at Capital Star Oil and Gas. He been in oil forever.
I'm done. So there's no Democrats in oil. I got it. The whole state of Texas is all Republican. Got it. Are you done? Can we move on? This video's been going on for 40 minutes. You made this political. Come on, Van. What's the guy's name on CNN? Van Johnson?
His name is Van Lathan.
I don't give a damn what his name is.
Or Van Jones. Van Jones. There's two Vans. Anyway, are we done with Married at First Sight?
I think we are.
All right. I'm excited for the next episode where Michaela and Zach come together. Let's see how this works. I don't think any of them are going to make it. And it's so sad because I really am rooting for them. All right. So, even though this video is already long, we're still going to talk about Put a Ring on It. Okay? Put a ring on it. My notes are lengthy, but there is just for my memory. So, I'm not going to read all of them. So, this is the finale. This is the last decision for LaRonda and Sean and Eric and Jessica. LaRonda, Sean, and Jessica decided they weren't going to go on any more dates. Eric, on the other end, said, "Nah, I want another date with Leilani." What did you feel about that? Just at that point.
You wanted to fill in that booty. That booty.
The boo. That's what you felt?
Yep.
Okay, so he went on that fourth date.
And I think he wanted to get back at her because she said that guy made her feel good.
Yeah, he was really salty about that.
He was pissed. It wasn't salty, but he was pissed. It's a big difference.
But the thing about it is if I'm telling you something, instead of being mad, take it for what it is and learn from it. Would you have gotten that mad?
No, I wouldn't put myself in this situation.
Oh.
I would never been on the show. The show will never happen. Episode 1. She doesn't live here. The door is closed. But dare you open that door up again. Put a ring on my rear end.
Okay. Thank you. So before he goes on this fourth date,
I can give it to you, but what you gonna do with it?
All right. Before he goes on the fourth date, Dr. Nicole and Jessica sit there and they're talking. And Dr. Nicole spins something that Jessica says because she asked her, well, what do you think that, your feelings right now and your relationship say about you? And she was like, that I have low standards. And that Dr. Nicole, the spin doctor, woohoo! She said, your standards aren't low. They're just not high enough for you. I was like, well, wait a minute, ma'am. That says it's low. They just not where they should be.
She aiming low. Get your game up.
He just gonna color this thing. Okay. Anyway, so Eric goes on his fourth date and he basically feels on Leilani a little bit.
He was sitting on.
and then
sent her home,
and then told her that he was going to focus on his relationship. I think I was shocked a little bit that he did that.
I'm not.
Why?
Because it's a show. It's a TV show. The show's called Put a Ring on It.
But there's some people that didn't.
Yeah, but that was dumb.
What was that?
Darian, but
we'll get back to him.
Yeah, you can't put a ring on it, have a show put a ring on it, and then sit there and embarrass this girl by not putting a ring on it at the end. Similar to Hollywood in last season.
You could. Darian.
They be disrespectful.
So the doctor sent the guys to go ring shopping.
Look at rings. Not supposed to be ring shopping, but they both picked up a ring. Surprise!
That's how you ring shop. You pick it up.
Nah, I don't do that.
She said go ring shopping and pick out something that your lady would like. And so Eric, he felt like he was like backing up, like, oh, this is too much, but Sean, of course, was all in. Like, I need to lock it in because other guys really do like my lady. Need to lock it in before.
But then he said he spent that to where it seemed like she was having second thoughts after she tried to dress on.
We're not there yet. No, I'm playing. That was my next statement. Go ahead, baby.
I forgot what I was saying now.
Come back in the shot. Here we go. I guess I'm gonna have to push it this way because when you go that way, you go out the shot. Go ahead, talk. The editing spin it.
The SpongeBob thing.
Come on here.
It made it seem like she was gonna say no.
Yeah, she was like, I'm unsure. I'm like, are you?
No.
Are you?
No, not at all.
So they sent the girls to go dress shopping. They tried on dress. Both of them are beautiful.
Beautiful women.
And had beautiful dresses on, I might say. But one thing that I didn't like is they were super ecstatic. Now they have all these reservations, but they're super ecstatic for the wedding.
Because they're both cosmetic.
Right. But that's
especially Jessica.
That's frustrating because I think it puts a
negative connotation on the wedding, on getting with the reason you're supposed to get married. Like we have a family member getting married this weekend. Are they doing it for the right reason? Are they doing it for the wedding type thing? It's always a question, and I think that's something that a couple has to ask themselves. Is this?
Did you just try to talk about them?
My nephew?
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. I don't know. I
didn't do that counseling. I'm confused what you were talking about. I didn't do that counseling,
but I'm hoping that they're not getting married for the wedding,
right?
And getting married for the real reasons why you're supposed to get married. Mm-hmm. And it's different than just the love to each other. It's different than that. It's deeper than that. It's supposed to be deeper. It's supposed to be a connection. And I feel like these couples the women in the situation want the wedding, but not the marriage.
Just like the men want the booty and not the marriage. Okay. All right.
So you want to say they want the milk before they buy the cow?
Period. I just feel like the marriage need to be a focus. Like if we're questioning things, let's resolve that instead of just jumping out. What?
In these 3 situations.
Oh, I was like nothing. So you going in like, I don't know, we're not on the same page, but ooh, look at this dress. Oh my goodness, I can see me walking down. I can see me doing this. Be like, why?
Keep talking.
Be like, what's happening? Why is that not talked about first? So I think it was premature for them to go ring and wedding dress shopping, especially when it's not resolved. Well, LaRonda and Sean have resolved most of their things.
No, she never had anything.
Well, so her thing was he was childish, and I feel like he didn't prove me different.
No, that's what I'm saying. So there was not. So their situation is no different. She came on the show for the show. Mm-hmm. She didn't really put any effort into.
Well, she came on the show for him to get himself together.
She didn't put any effort in on the dates.
She did what she was supposed to do. You ain't supposed to fall in love with the date. You're supposed to grasp something in the date and apply it to your relationship. She did what she was supposed to do.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I got loud.
I'm done.
Come on. No. Come on. So Eric and Jessica went on a date. And they was all, you need to stop moving. You're going blurry.
I'm not going blurry.
Stop kicking the chair. Get yourself together. See? Blurry. You gonna beat me? I'd like to see it. We're gonna come back and be square, be like, be half. Because I'm gonna take you out. They went on a date, and I think that it was very superficial type of date. She was like, oh, everything's so good. We are, all of a sudden getting all along and compromise, and we've learned so much. She thought that man was going to propose at their dinner. And she was like, oh, what are we cheersing to?
Is it your serious face?
Yeah. Huh. But the cheers.
You were making it. So it says ready?
The cheers at the end, before they left the date. Cheers and the baby number 5. Ma'am, you said you didn't want to have no other kids. He ain't shown you that he can take care of you yet.
That's untrue. Take care of what?
I don't like the blur because it's blurring your face.
It's not blurry in my face. You add stuff. This is my phone, not your phone. You deal with your Apple over there and let me my phone alone.
You don't see yourself blurring it every 5 seconds?
I'm not blurring.
Look, blurry.
Keep talking.
I can't because my husband's blurred.
If you quit fooling with
there
stuff.
There you go. I didn't touch nothing.
You did.
Y'all.
I'm production. You are the co-star.
Last episode of B Squared.
Because you don't get fired.
You can't get another co-star.
We'll change it from B Squared to Triple H.
Who the hell is Triple H? Hayes and what? Who's the other 2 Hayeses?
H. Think about it. Continue your conversation. We'll do with cast as special.
What do you think about Cheers to Baby 5?
It was dumb. You were adamant about, I'm not running the baby. But then here it is all of a sudden, now you talking about the baby.
Well, some females do that. Whatever they feel like he wants to hear, they'll roll with it.
I believe that his motives for wanting to have a baby were genuine. Because like I said before in previous episodes, he was a football player and he wasn't around his kids and wasn't there to raise them. He wants to do that now that his career is over.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So he wants a baby for the right reasons. Because some people have babies out here, especially the athletes, they just have babies just because of the fact they want the sex. And they don't think about taking care of them afterwards. I think at this point in time in his life, he wants to take care of a child. He wants to be there for the growing and the diaper changing and all that, and the bottle feedings. Not that he's going to do that. I don't know him personally like that. He probably won't, but I don't know. He might. Some fathers are very hands-on like that. And he missed out on all those things previously. So he may want those things. And I think that sounds... So women do that all the time. Women want a baby. They want to have all those nurturing moments. We're not talking about you. Go ahead.
I know you're not. God gave me my kids. I didn't give them to myself. So, anyway, LaRhonda and Shine go on a date to their first date place, which is the go-karts and arcade or what have you. It was sentimental, but I feel like it still showcased his immaturity. And so it still didn't give what it was supposed to have given. Like, okay, yes, this was our first date. That doesn't mean that's where we should end up. Why you say, why you looking like that?
This is what is immaturity.
He is very immature. She just got through dating this very mature man and seeing all of that confidence and maturity. And this man brings you to an arcade and he's like, I want him to have grown up teeth before he comes back to her. What?
Nothing.
What's wrong?
Grown up teeth?
His teeth are so... He's like... You know how somebody has them little bitty teeth?
No, I don't
look
want
like
to talk
they
about that.
chopped chiclets in the 3s and put them all around his mouth. He got more than 32 teeth. You're not doing that? Okay. Anyway, so he had this whole speech on his plan.
It was whack, too. I didn't want to say it, but it was whack.
she just kept kissing him because she was like, okay, you're done, aren't you? And he's like, and
going.
I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I love this.
These are the promises that I've made for you. These are the
promises I've made. And he was like, and he pushed her back a little bit, and he's like, and I promise, and he was like, and then he moved one of the helmets, and under the helmet was a ring. Yay. And he gets down on the knee at the arcade place and proposes.
When they sneakers on.
With their sneakers on, her jeans with holes in them. Not to say that you got to be dressed up and everything, but generally, women like to look nice for the engagement.
But however, the first thing he said was, in his speech, "You'll never be able to beat me, but I'll always chase you," or something like that.
Yes.
And I was like, that lame piece of crap. I'm not gonna curse today.
Oh, okay. I think I already did. So, but I did like the fact that so she said yes. Of course, the ring was beautiful. He did a great job picking out that ring.
Of course, she said yes.
But I like the fact that he had their family hidden. He was like, "I got a surprise for you." She was looking like, "What could it be?" And their family was hidden so they can have a little celebration. So that was cute. Even though he popped the bottle and popped the cork into the ranch dressing. Hey, to each his own. That's not how I would want to have been proposed to.
How about they have 1,000 plates in the background? Or just have 1,000 people?
Can you stop pointing the scissors? That made me feel like you were trying to stab me in the eye. Moving on. So Eric and Jessica he schedules a photo shoot. How many people have you seen get proposed to at a photo shoot?
Thousands. So but that's her profession though, so she was unaware it was gonna happen.
I'm gonna look that up too.
Unaware? You looked it up.
I said I'm gonna look that up.
Oh, the profession?
So here's the thing.
I've seen that. I told you that.
Okay. So here's the thing.
Cut me off again. Am I the star or you the star?
I thought it was B squared. I didn't think we were stars.
I've told you 1,000 times I'm the star of the show.
Okay.
Get it together.
Well, you get it together. You writing on your little liquor box. Anyway, what was I saying for you interrupted me?
You didn't believe that she was a model.
Her makeup. So look, ladies, I don't wear makeup.
So how you gonna talk about somebody else's?
Because
talk about her ears.
No, that's your thing. Her ears irritate you. Here's the thing with makeup.
So she have uncovered.
Your face and your neck ain't the same color, you don't have your makeup on right.
I was looking at her neck.
Well, I'm a female, and I see her makeup in right here. Not even at the neckline.
It was called contour.
Right, it was not contouring. It was not. She was trying to be tanned in the face, but she needed tan on her neck.
She was on a photo
She needed to blend it in.
How many photo shoots have you been on?
I don't have to be on a photo shoot to know. She does that. She did that through the whole season. And so what I want to know is, where is the makeup artist? And did she tell the makeup artist, hey, I need a little darker on my face than on my neck? Who asked for that?
They only showed the makeup artist one time. Then she had to go because of COVID.
You stupid. So beautiful female.
She's a model.
Just needs. She doesn't need makeup. If you're a model, you don't need makeup all the time.
That is untrue. A lot of these models need a lot of makeup.
Well, their makeup blends into their skin, so make it look like they don't have makeup on.
I'm not.
But she's beautiful without the makeup.
She is, but she wears makeup because she's a model.
And if she was comfortable with Eric like she was with that other guy, she wouldn't have to wear makeup. How about that?
She is a model. She is not a
fresh face model. Oh, I thought that's what you was. I'm sorry. She could be a fresh face model. She did not have. I didn't see any discoloration or anything like that. What's the problem?
No, I was gonna say that. Go ahead right now. Move right along. Read little messages, huh?
Anyway, so but I like that he was hyping her up on the photo shoot, and that's really the first time that I saw them have a whole bunch of positive interaction besides the date.
Her thing, though, again. What I was gonna say is she's not a fashion model. She's a Fashion Nova model. That's why he always called her thought and stuff like that. She's an Instagram type model, to where she's very curvy.
Which was very rude. Like, if you called me a thought all the time, we wouldn't be together. That's why she needs words of affirmation so bad, because a man is calling her thoughts. Who does that?
It's an Atlanta thing, maybe. I don't know.
No.
But
she was in tears.
Deny it.
She was in tears with her lip. Okay. I'm not stop talking about that girl. That wasn't nice. Anyway, they seemed positive. He proposed. She said yes. Shocker. But will it last?
I need you to do some better with your notes.
Will it last?
No, I told you about this. This show is fake. Fake. You ready to say it again?
That one girl and them still together.
Fake.
What's the name?
Fake.
What's the people?
I don't give a damn what their name is.
I thought you were gonna cuss.
That's not a curse word.
Damn.
Your grandma say damn.
No, she don't.
You do too.
Don't you put my grandma out there.
Actually, your grandma said
Which
damn?
grandma?
We ain't gonna talk about Ella Louise.
Don't you go there. Anyway, however, what I made out from that whole show is the last minute. The reunion finna be lit.
So you think it may not be as lit as you think they edited it so well?
I bet it will. I bet it's gonna give what it was supposed to give. So the reunion got Darian and Alexia and Kai. And they asked Kai, have you been in conversation with Darian since the show ended? She said, we in a relationship. And Darian does his signature.
You don't know if that was placed properly or if that was editing. That may have been editing.
Ben does hides every time that man drop his head. And my favorite part is cheers to closure. That's when a man knows it's finna go down. But another funny thing for the reunion, LaRonda's old date mentioned, he said, well, if I would have known that she had a grown son, I might not have wanted to dated her. And he said, are you Belshar? You don't call that man a little man because he's immature and he got baby teeth.
What he said was, when I walked in the door, I almost didn't go on a date with her because I didn't want to date anybody that has kids.
Grown kids.
Grown kids. That was funny to you, huh? That tickled you?
That tickled my soul, like real deep down. Anything else you have for?
Nothing else.
Put a ring on it.
Nope.
Ready? So Put a Ring on It. That was the season finale. There is a reunion. So we will be chatting about that. Ready to Love is back October 15th. So we'll be making sure to keep y'all updated on that. Today is draft day.
I'm ready. Are you?
I guess. Ready as I'll ever be. I haven't studied anything, so we'll see. But we do have a second video that we'll start to have called Commissioner's Desk, which will be featuring B Squared and our commissioner.
And our co-commissioner.
Long
Yes.
Yard. I don't know why I can't get that together. Our new
segment, Commissioner's Desk, will be airing each week. We had our prequel to the
our introduction to the desk.
Yeah.
Yes. We will not be going as long as we do on these videos.
No, it will be funny though.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because I'm going in on some people.
Yes, and we have a nice little pool, so we'll be pulling and featuring one of the teams each week. So, check us out. We'll probably do those videos on Tuesday or Wednesday. So now we'll be bringing you two videos a week. Minimum. All right. So if all hearts and minds are clear, anything else you want to bring to the table, sir?
B Squared.
All right. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. And
the month is almost up.
And where are you at on your drinking?
So.
You got your 43 in? On video. Y'all saw it here because he just did his last 3 on tape. Not sure why we are drinking at 9:30 in the morning, but here we go.
I'll get another.
Anyway.
Some more wine to drink.
All right. Well, I'm about to head out so I can go chat with my daddy. So you all have a wonderful weekend. God bless.
Be squared.
Bye.